Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to another Planet Zoo update video. Today we're going to take a look at the 3 animals that were announced for the Deluxe edition of the game. A little bit late to the party on this one, I do apologise. I've actually been out of town for the week. We have some relatives over, so we've been doing the touristy things, taking them to Toronto and Niagara Falls and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, covering this one a little bit later than a lot of people, but I know there are people out there who pretty much exclusively use Geekism for their Planet Zoo news, so I still wanted to bring this to you. For a little while now, we've known that there are going to be 3 animals as part of the Deluxe edition of the game, and for a while we've known that they are Thompson's Gazelle, Pygmy Hippos and Komodo Dragons, but this week was the first time we actually got to see them. Just got one screenshot of each. They're all looking fantastic. I'm really impressed with the hippopotamus and the dragon. Thompson's Gazelle, they are looking pretty good. We already have Springboks in the game, and there really isn't that much in it, to be honest with you. So these aren't sort of crazy new animals, personally, for me. You know, this is quite similar to how we've got sort of Himalayan bear and grizzly bear, again, looking kind of similar. But they are one of the best known gazelles. They were discovered by a guy called Joseph Thompson, hence the name. They're a little smaller than the Springbok that we've already got in the game, and obviously the horns are a little different and the coverings are a little different. But overall, I think they look really great. This is a gorgeous screenshot. This looks like this is from the same park that the orangutan was first announced in, due to that the waterfall there in the back. But how the light sits on the gazelles there is absolutely gorgeous. They are perhaps a little chunky, but I've got a feeling that might just be I'm kind of putting that down to a design style now, because quite a few of these animals, they're a little bit hench. Okay, I'm okay with it, but I have noticed that like a few of them now, the zebras especially, some of the big cats as well, they're all quite chunky, and I think that's probably one of the sort of art directions that the game has gone in a little bit. So it's okay, but otherwise these are really great. Nice, roaming ungulates. They're going to be good for savannas. They're going to be good for safaris, things like that. The other 2, personally, are kind of where the money's going, in my opinion. Kind of the ones you're going to be interested in. The second one here is the Pygmy Hippopotamus. Absolutely adorable little chunky thing. So in a previous video, when we first talked about these Deluxe animals, I said that Pygmy Hippopotamuses weren't that common in zoos. I was completely wrong, actually. Everyone pointed out to me, so thank you very much for that. Actually, Pygmy Hippos are quite common in zoos, and actually a little bit easier to look after in zoos compared to their larger brothers, because mostly due to the size of them. The reason you maybe don't see them so often is they're actually nocturnal. They're quite reclusive, so you don't necessarily see them pottering around as much as the other extant species of the family. They are classed as endangered. It's very difficult to find much info on them because they're a sort of nocturnal forest creature, so it's very difficult to study them in the wild. So a lot of zoos are doing some really great work with them to sort of find out more about the animal. The really gorgeous looking model, this one. I think it looks exactly like it should. This is an adult one, looking at the size of it. The baby Pygmy hippopotamuses are the most adorable thing you've ever seen, so I can't wait to see a baby version of these. One thing I really noticed here is the real nice detail on the ears and the mustache, for want of a better word, I guess. That sort of upper hairy lip. Really nice sort of fine hairs on there, which is just really great to see the amount of detail on that Pygmy hippopotamus. Really nice animal. Very happy it's in the game. The third one we got shown was the Komodo Dragon. I know a hell of a lot of people are super excited about this one. Bit of a weak screenshot, if I'm honest with you. I would much prefer sort of the camera coming down a little bit lower, getting a bit of a better angle of the creature. But the creature itself looks fantastic. Probably one of the best designed ones in the game. The skin texture looks incredible. The colouring all seems to be spot on as far as I can tell. I am quite colourblind. But, you know, the nose shape is all really good. The way the arms sit. And yeah, this is really quite awesome. I know a lot of people were just saying that the Komodo Dragon would be a terrarium animal. I didn't see that myself happening because they are humongous. They're actually the largest living species of lizard. So here then we have our first non-terrarium lizard, basically, I suppose, if you're not really... Well, I suppose alligators aren't lizards, are they? You know, so yeah, other than iguanas and stuff, this is the first sort of lizard creature we have that isn't sat in a terrarium. So that's really good to see. We're really interested to see how they deal with the terrain and stuff, because obviously they can climb a little, but they're obviously not able to get around really huge areas and stuff. So it's definitely nice to see an animal that can have a bit of a smaller enclosure. I've said this before on a few times now. I know Estan Wolf mentioned that I'd said this on one of his videos the other day. You know what? At zoos, yes, obviously your big cats, your big savannah animals, your big ticket items like gorillas and stuff. My favourite things at zoos are the chunky little farty things that potter about in a little bit of space. You know, your aardvarks, your capoeiras, and also to an extent these kind of things as well. The smaller tier animals are my favourite things to go and watch at the zoo. I just love anything that just sort of plods about and just gets on with existing. So yeah, this is a really great fit, and it's nice to see some of the smaller animals coming in now, so we can really sort of vary up. We're not just going to have huge exhibits. We're going to be able to place smaller exhibits in between and space like that. So that's a really exciting thing to see. There have been a few other screenshots this week, but nothing really to write home about. They've been talking a little bit about the wall system and the invisible walls, and also the terrain paints. But again, nothing we haven't covered numerous times here on the channel now. Obviously, any new footage we will be bringing you as soon as we can. I imagine we'll continue to have a little bit of a quiet period now because the build up to the beta is going to be happening pretty soon. I imagine probably towards the end of this week, start of next week, we'll see some new stuff pushing in towards the beta. There are going to be at TwitchCon as well, so we may well see some new gameplay from TwitchCon, and then that's pretty much leading us up until launch. So really exciting stuff. So yeah, there you go, 3 new animals. We did know about them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them as images. No moving footage of any of these yet, as far as I can find anywhere. So just the images to look at here. But yeah, exciting stuff. Komodo Dragon and Pygmy Hippopotamus, especially very excited to see those in the game. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, you can give us a like. It really does help out. And as I said before, if you are new here, keep it here for all your Planet Zoo needs by hitting subscribe. Thanks to all of our Patreons. They make these videos possible through their incredible support at patreon.com/geekism. And don't forget to check out our affiliate links to get yourself some cheap games and other goodies while supporting the channel at the same time. You'll find those in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.